Hello children. So in today's session we are going to learn about chlorine. So we have seen some of the physical and chemical properties of halogens and anomalous behavior of fluorine. So next one is chlorine. So chlorine is naturally available as chloride. Scheele was the first to prepare chlorine by the oxidation of chlorine in the year 1774. So next, Davy established its elementary nature and suggested the name chlorine. Okay, chlorine, and he has given the color in the year 1810. What is the color, children? Greenish yellow color. Okay, chlorine will be greenish yellow color. So next, we are going to see the preparation of chlorine. So in the laboratory, chlorine can be prepared in the first process by heating manganese dioxide with concentrated hydrochloric acid. So when manganese dioxide reacts with hydrochloric acid, what it forms? Manganese chloride, Cl2, chlorine gas and 2H2O. Yes, so here chlorine is prepared by heating manganese dioxide with concentrated hydrochloric acid. Next one, the next preparation, a mixture of sodium chloride, manganese dioxide and sulfuric acid. So now if we take sodium chloride, manganese dioxide and sulfuric acid, again manganese chloride plus sodium hydrogen sulfate plus water and chlorine gas is liberated. So this is also another process. And next one, by the action of HCl on potassium permanganate. So when potassium permanganate reacted with HCl, KMnO4 reacts with HCl to give potassium chloride, manganese chloride, water and chlorine gas. So this is how chlorine gas is prepared in the laboratory. So in excess amount, if you want more, the bulk isolation of a chlorine in commercial scale, we can prepare by two processes. Okay, Dickens process. So Dickens process means main thing you have to keep in your mind. It is a catalytic oxidation of hydrochloric acid by atmospheric oxygen. It is an catalytic oxidation. So the oxidation will take place in the presence of catalyte at a temperature 400 degrees centigrade. So look at here, 4 hydrochloric acid reacts with oxygen. Yes. So here to give 2 Cl2 chlorine gas plus 4 hydrogens are there, so 2H2O. Dickens process is nothing but it is a catalytic oxidation of HCl by atmospheric oxygen. When HCl reacts with O2, gives Cl2 plus H2O in the presence of CaCl2 and at temperature 400 degrees centigrade. And next one is electrolytic process. In the electrolytic process, chlorine is obtained by the electrolysis of brine solution. What is brine solution? Is nothing but concentrated NaCl solution. So if you take a concentrated NaCl solution, so brine solution, if you take like this, here two rods were placed. This is anode and the cathode. Yes, anode and cathode were placed. As it moves into the electrolytic process, it will be divided into Na plus Cl minus, isn't it? So the sodium which is released in the brine solution, it will move from first compartment to the next compartment. Okay, and here it is in diaphragm which is called asbestos diaphragm, okay, through which the ions will move from one compartment to the next compartment. So through here, from this we are going to get chlorine gas where it is obtained at anode, and from here we are going to get hydrogen gas where it is obtained at cathode. So whatever sodium is moving to the next compartment and water, they will be released out as NaOH solution, sodium hydroxide solution. So this is how electrolytic process has been taken place to release chlorine gas. So chlorine is obtained by electrolysis of a brine solution. Brine solution is nothing but concentrated NaCl solution. So chlorine gas is liberated at anode. Understand, children? Next we are going to see the properties of chlorine. So chlorine is having a pungent odored smell. Okay, chlorine is a pungent odored gas with a greenish yellow color. The color is greenish yellow and the smell is pungent smell. So it is about 2.5 times heavier than air. It is heavier than air. Next, it is a pollutant, poisonous and affect mucous membrane. So as it is a pollutant and poisonous gas, it may affect it, or it affect the mucous membrane which is present in our nose. Next one, chlorine is a very reactive. So when it is very reactive, what are some of the chemical reactions it can take place or it can participate? We are going to see. First one is a reaction with hydrogen. So what happens when chlorine reacts with hydrogen? So chlorine reacts with hydrogen in diffused sunlight to form hydrochloric acid. See, H2 reacts with Cl2 in the presence of diffused light to give HCl. Next one, reaction with metals. So when it reacts with metals, what happens? So chlorine, as it is very reactive, it can react with all metals except noble gases. So when it reacts with metals, it forms metal chlorides. So look at here, sodium reacts with chlorine to form sodium chloride. Aluminium reacts with chlorine to form aluminium chloride. And when iron reacts with chlorine to form iron chloride. Okay. And when copper reacts with chlorine to form copper chloride. Next, when a reaction with the non-metals. So, chlorine reacts with the non-metals except nitrogen oxygen at room temperature to form non-metallic chlorides. So, here chlorine can react with all non-metals except with nitrogen and oxygen. Okay. So P4 when reacts with phosphorus when reacts with chlorine, it forms 4 PCl3. When boron, okay, 2 boron reacts with 3 Cl2 to gives 2BCl3. When S8 sulfur 8 reacts with 4 Cl2 to form 4S2Cl2. Understand, children? So what happens next one? Reaction with water. Chlorine reacts with water forming hydrochloric and hypochlorous acids. So look at here. When water reacts with chlorine, it forms HCl and HOCl. What do you mean by HCl? It is an hydrochloric acid. What is an HOCl? It is an hypochlorous acid. So the hypochlorous acid is unstable and decomposed to give nascent oxygen. So thus the moist chlorine acts as an oxidant and a bleaching agent. So look at here, HOCl is an unstable and undergoes decomposition to give HCl and nascent oxygen. What is this, children? Nascent oxygen. Next, reaction with halides. So chlorine does not oxidize as fluorides but liberates bromine and iodine from their respective aqueous halide salts. Okay, so chlorine cannot oxidize fluoride, but remaining things can be. So 2 KBr plus Cl2 gives rise to KCl plus Br2 and 2 Ka plus Cl2 gives rise, okay, KCl plus I2. So it is removing Br2 and I2 from their compound form, isn't it? Next one, a reaction with alkali. It's important. So chlorine reacts with dilute alkali at room temperature to form chlorides and hypochlorites. So whenever chlorine reacts with dilute alkali solutions at room temperature, it forms chlorides and hypochlorites. With hot and concentrated alkali, it forms chlorides and chlorides. It forms chlorides and chlorides. We are going to see now. Cl2 when reacts with NaOH. NaOH is here, it is cold and dilute. Dilute NaOH we have taken. Then what it forms? NaCl plus NaOCl plus H2O. Okay. So sodium chloride, sodium hypochlorite plus water. So when it reacts with hot and concentrated NaOH solution, then it forms NaCl, NaClO3, that is chlorate, okay, sodium chloride plus 3H2O. Understand, children? It's very important. So whenever it reacts with cold and dilute, whenever chlorine reacts with cold and dilute alkalis, it forms chlorides and hypochlorites. Whenever it reacts with hot and concentrated alkali solution, it forms chloride and chlorides. Next, so with dry slaked lime, chlorine gives bleaching powder. This is also important. So when Cl2 reacts with slaked lime, is nothing but calcium hydroxide. What it gives? What it gives, children? CaOCl2, CaCl2, 2H2O. So see the composition of bleaching powder. CaOCl2, CaCl2, CaOH twice and 2H2O. So this is the formula of a bleaching powder. Calcium hypochlorite, calcium chloride, calcium hydroxide, 2H2O. Yes. Next, one reacts with ammonia. So it reacts with excess ammonia to form nitrogen and ammonium chloride. To form ammonium chloride. Okay. So 8NH3 plus 3L2 gives rise N2. It gives nitrogen and ammonium chloride, I said. Yes, when it is excess. So excess Cl gives nitrogen trichloride and ammonium chloride. So 4NH3 plus 3Cl2 gives rise NCl3 plus 3NH4Cl. When it reacts with hydrocarbons. So when it reacts with hydrocarbons, chlorine gives substitution products with saturated hydrocarbons, and additions produces with unsaturated hydrocarbons. So look at here CH4 reacts with Cl2 in the presence of UV radiations. What it forms? It forms CH3Cl plus HCl. So one hydrogen moves from methane to here. Okay. Next, when C2H4 plus Cl2 gives rise C2H4Cl2. Next one is oxidation ability. Oxidation ability. Chlorine is a good oxidizing agent. It oxidizes bromides to bromine, iodides to iodine, ferrous salts to ferric acid. So some of the reactions we are going to see now. 2FeCl2 plus Cl2 gives rise to FeCl3. Next, 2FeSO4 plus H2SO4 plus Cl2 gives rise Fe2SO4 thrice plus 2HCl. So last property is it bleaches vegetables or organic matter in the presence of moisture. So the bleaching effect, what it will show, it will be permanent. Yes, next we are going to see the uses of chlorine. It is used for bleaching wood pulp, cotton and textile industries. It is used in the extraction of gold and platinum, that is noble metals. Next, in the manufacture of dyes, drugs and organic compounds like CCl4, CHCl3, DDT, refrigerants and etc. And next one is in sterilizing drinking water as it can kill the germs. And next, it is used in the preparation of poisonous gases of the warfare like phosgene, COCl2, tear gas, Cl3, NO2, which is also called nitrochloroform or chloropicrin. Next one is mustard, or it is also called tear gas. It can simply call tear gas or nitrochloroform or chloropicrin. Next one is mustard gas. Mustard gas is ClC2H4S, C2H4Cl. So this is about chlorine preparation and properties. In the next class we are going to deal about hydrochloric acid. Thank you, children.